Three guys with mics in a busy little booth, talking about life and occasional truth. Slime master spins tales with a twist. Russ Factor's laugh, you just can't resist. Three guys, one pod, it's the place to be. Unfiltered voices and wild energy. Fleshy Pete dives deep in the lore of the day. Come join the fun, you won't want to stray. Slime Masters games take you on a ride. Ross Factor stories always amplified. Fleshy P with passion and a quirky mind. In a world so vast, it's the best you'll find. Three guys, one pod, it's the place to be. Unfiltered voices and wild energy. Fleshy P dives deep in the lore of the day. Come join the fun, you won't want to stray. Topics twisted, laughter so loud. Moments of wisdom lost in the crowd. Three voices blending without a plan. Just hit play and be a part of the clan. Three guys, one pod, it's the place to be. Unfiltered voices and wild energy. Fleshy P dives deep in the lore of the day. Come join the fun, you won't want to stray.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, or whatever it is from the flat plains of Kansas. Hi, I'm your host, the Slot Master 316. 1,022 miles away, where I will be next week, is my good pal, Russ Factor. What say you, Russ Factor? Hi.
Well, hello there.
And if you look straight out your window, you can almost see Russia. You almost can. But if you look straight up, you can see our good pal, Fleshy P. How goes it, Fleshy P?
Hello, hello. Going well, going well.
We were talking, welcome, episode 9, Three Guys, One Pod. Sorry about the little bit of the delay. The delay was we're going to have a little special live stream after this live stream. And we had, as Fleshy P said, greatness takes time. So we had to set it up. So there we are. And during that while we were setting things up, I was talking with Fleshy P, and Fleshy P was, I said, what you doing over there, Fleshy P? Fleshy P said he was watching him a little bit of Blues Traveler.
What? Blues Traveler?
And he was
That's
watching.
awesome.
He was watching him a little clip on the Howard Stern show of Blues Traveler, and he goes, "Hey, is that old boy alive?" And I said, "Boy, is he." I saw him a couple weeks ago, maybe two months ago, month and a half, 2 months ago. I can't remember. But that was good. But gather around, kids. You are not going to want to miss this episode. We're going to have a big surprise for ye coming up shortly. Stick around. That's the Russ Factor knows the surprise. My wife didn't even know the surprise until a little bit ago. Fleshy P does not know the surprise, but it's coming. That's what she said. I know we're pulling you a little bit away from the Bachelor finale, or the Golden Bachelor finale. So I appreciate you sticking with us. And those of you listening the next day on your podcast, you know the answer of who was picked. Was it the guy from Wichita, or was it the other guy? I don't know. Who do you think it's going to be, Russ Factor?
Probably the other guy.
You're probably right. Somebody from Wichita can't win nothing. I can't win nothing. The Blues Traveler, the dude, John Popper was his name, but I just call him Blues Traveler. He was, how much do you think he'd weighed back in the day, Fleshy P?
Oh man, I'm gonna at least 400 pounds. At least. Yeah.
And you were saying one of the greatest harmonica players that probably gets overlooked. You were saying, who
think
were you
so.
saying is good?
Next to me, of course.
Next to Russ Factor.
Next to us, of course. I think, like guys like Neil Young and Bob Dylan are all praised for their harmonica playing, but you never hear anything about John Popper.
Yeah.
He was
a lot
amazing.
a lot of people don't even know who he is.
I didn't throw John Lennon out there because I still think John Lennon's one of the greatest. But
really?
that's just me.
Are you a big Beatle fan?
I'm not huge on the Beatles. I think I like them individually.
Oh.
I love Paul McCartney and Wings. Man, that was great stuff.
And what was
Ringo,
the other guy?
I
That was,
probably could have done without.
yeah, Ringo. He was a loser.
He always needed a little help from his friends.
John Popper has an interesting story. He's lost, I would guess, 150 or 200 pounds because he's probably 200 pounds now. And he got busted. He was drunk, high, doing whatever, and he got busted with a whole bunch of guns in his car. And they were his, but
Just driving them around and stuff.
yeah, I don't really remember the story. I sort of remember the story, and it had something to do with he was like wanting to unalive himself, and that was a deep depressing time in his life. People are always giving him the runaround, and he didn't like that. Did you catch that? Catch that joke there, Russ Factor?
Yeah, I did.
So the cop gave him the hook. But anyway, do you like
think
that?
that's kind of the norm for a celebrity? Because that really doesn't surprise me anymore.
I don't know. Yeah, it's probably a little bit more common now.
I think
I don't know.
that's just the thing you do when you're a celebrity. First thing you do with all your money is buy a bunch of guns,
Yeah, you're right.
and you just keep them in your car.
Interesting. We have a lot of folks that are in the Washington area. He was a Blues Traveler singer arrested near Spokane County line. Blues Traveler singer and harmonica player John Popper was arrested near Ritzville after his vehicle he was riding in was clocked going at 111 miles an hour. Popper was arrested on Interstate
fast,
90
bud.
near.
Was
a little fast. So back in the day, he was probably 400 pounds. A regular person would have been going like 170. So in a black Mercedes SUV, the officers, not a gun. Pardon my. I always overestimate or over embellish thing. This was an under embellishment, Russ Factor. A cache of weapons and a small amount of marijuana. Popper, who lives in Snohomish, Washington, the driver, he was a rider. That it was been driven by Brian Gorgeous of Austin, Texas. They found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 guns and a taser and a switchblade.
It's a little excessive.
I would say that's a tad bit excessive.
A little bit excessive.
So he got arrested on drug possession charges, and after the officer, hey, what's that smell, bud? I smell a little hint of marijuana.
You know why I pulled you over, sir?
Imagine the song and dance I'm going to have to do to get out of this ticket.
Don't you know who I am? I can play the harmonica. Authorities plan to charge him with possession of a controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia. The driver's also going to face reckless charges. Popper admitted that all of the stuff in there was his. It was not the driver's. The vehicle had flashing emergency lights with a siren and a public address system. Popper indicated the troopers that he had installed the items in his vehicle while, because in the event of a natural disaster, he did not want to be left behind.
All right. Okay.
The vehicle was seized. It was a 1990. What did it say?
Maybe he thought that volcano was going to finally erupt. He's kind of near where that would.
It was a 2007 black Mercedes SUV. It was confiscated along with all of the weapons and a small amount of marijuana and a marijuana pipe.
As one does.
And then the final little thing says Popper achieved fame as a harmonica player and frontman for Blues Traveler. The band won a Grammy for 1996 song "Runaround," which Popper composed. But anyway, was one of their songs. They came here and he was talking about this arrest and how he appreciates Kansas and how he can carry whatever he wants to carry around in Kansas and nobody's gonna bug him. Like they do up in Spokane, apparently. Just leave John Popper alone.
Free
He
John
always
Popper.
like carry stuff around. He always had that belt on.
Well, the
Seemed like
belt, the belt had two things. One side had his 6-shooter, and the other side had a case of harmonicas.
What about the big ring with keys?
The funny thing about John Popper is he was, he's still a big guy. I mean, he's 200 pounds and he's probably 6. Let me see what height on John Popper. John Popper height. He's only 5'10", so he's a little round guy. He looked a lot taller on stage, but he actually, it says he lost 1999. He had a severe heart attack and he lost over 200 pounds.
I think he got the surgery.
He did. So it's a lap band surgery.
Yeah.
And he lost an amount equal to half of his original body weight.
Damn.
Good for him.
Good for him.
So he was
The
what he
hardest
would
part
do
of
is-
that's keeping it off, though, and that was years. I mean, it's a lifetime ago that he did that and lost it. So way to go.
I bet he's about. He's still. I don't know. He's still a bigger dude, but not 400 pounds. The interesting thing about Blues Traveler, that was the very first time I'd ever seen them. I've seen them. I've seen a lot of concerts and had an opportunity to see them, but that was the first time I've seen them. And they originated this straight through concert. They don't consider themselves a jam band. I had to look this up. But every song that they write and every song that they play live leads into the next song.
Really?
It was super interesting. So they didn't really have much time to he didn't talk in between songs. And so what he would do, there was kind of a stool up there where all his harmonicas and some sort of water or something drink was there. He would sit there, he would sing, he'd play the harmonica. Then his band would play, kind of jam out, and he'd walk over to stage right where we were high enough. I don't know if people down low could see him. We were way up in the back, on the second story near the bar, and we could see him walk over, and he'd just sit there and he'd just smoke just a shit ton of weed. The entire minute he was there, all he would do is you just see a big cloud of smoke. And then he'd walk right back out, and then they'd immediately start the song. It was weird. I'd never seen them before. I'd never heard that. I was like, damn, they did not stop playing the entire time. The entire time. It was wild. But
It's got to
it was
be
cool.
hard for him to smoke all that weed and not get snacky.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's
He's got to be super snacky. And it's interesting. He was a good guy. In all interviews I've seen and the concert I saw, he just seems like a real nice guy.
That's nice.
So, and I guess enough about John Popper. Anybody else got anything about John Popper that they want to discuss?
I don't know. Your buddy Duzzy here kind of pissed me off saying he looked like Mama Cass. Mama Cass was a fox.
Didn't Mama Cass die eating a ham sandwich? True or
Yeah,
false?
but it was probably a good one.
Just reminiscing of a couple episodes ago when Russ Factor's bride handed him a ham sandwich.
Hell yeah, it was real good too. Real good. Ooh.
How did Mama Cass die? I think
That sandwich almost made you a statistic.
did. Contrary to popular belief, Cass Elliott did not die from choking on a ham sandwich, as has been alleged. She had a heart attack. She died of a heart attack.
While
and
eating a ham sandwich?
there was no drugs in her system. 4 years later, Keith Moon, drummer of The Who, died in the exact same bedroom. Whoa.
Wow.
Also age 32 of a heart attack. Whoa. Where's this room and how can I avoid it?
I think with Mama Cass, I also heard too, she was on a bunch of crash diets. And I mean, back in the 60s and 70s, you know, they were experimenting with all those diet pills and stuff.
Yeah.
I really think that's played a big part of it, probably.
Yeah, she was probably real self-conscious about her weight. She was a big gal, but she was a hell of a singer for the Mamas and the Papas. But it was interesting. I mean, I can, you know, they were, what was their song? California Dreamin'? Is that their most, or?
Yeah, that was their biggest hit, I think.
That was their big hit. And then they sang, Monday, Monday, oh. But wait a second. Wasn't, the girls, I mean, it's coming full circle now. Wasn't Wilson Phillips, that band, you remember those chicks? Wasn't their mom and dad in the
China Phillips, that was her parents.
Yeah.
And then the two other Wilson sisters were Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys' daughters.
Right. What a super group. And we didn't even know it then.
Oh, I knew it. I love me some Wilson Phillips. Someday somebody's going to make you want to turn around and say goodbye.
Say goodbye.
Till then, baby.
Hold you down and make you cry. Don't you know?
You can change.
You can change. Look at that.
Go your way.
If you hold on for one more day, things will go your way. Things will go your way. Hold on
for one more day. I don't know. I think we should take this on the road.
Oh my God. What a band, what a song, and what music. Man. That was good. That was a good little impromptu. My wife really jams out to that song. I think I used to. I had the CD. I had the Wilson Phillips CD, but my wife really digs that song. I think her and her bud, that's like their go-to karaoke song. Which, Fleshy P, that could be you and I's go-to karaoke song now.
It could. 2 or 3 glasses of wine and we're in there.
Maybe we should do, kind of a Wilson Phillips tribute. We could. We'd only sing one song. Did they had it? Wait a second. Did they have any other songs? What other songs?
I couldn't tell you what they are, though.
I'm trying to think of what other songs that they had. I don't think they had any, but I don't know. What year would that have been? 90, 91, 92?
Oh.
Russ Factor, we need you. Or are you doing other things?
Sorry, I was looking at something.
You looking at Wilson Phillip hits?
No, I was making sure we were doing okay somewhere.
Oh, okay. Why is it not working very well on YouTube, or what? What
no,
do we got?
I have some inaccurate readings here on the restream update.
Oh, okay. So we're doing okay.
Had to do my own research. Yeah, we're doing fine.
Good. Thanks, Russ Factor.
92.
So 92?
Yeah.
So let's see. So China Phillips. So what was it? It was Carney Wilson. Didn't Carney Wilson? I get Carney Wilson. Stick with me here. I get Carney Wilson and Ricky Lake mixed up. You familiar with both of those folks?
Oh.
I'm not exactly sure.
Wait, what?
That's it. Cancel the slot master.
Cancel him. I get those two confused. I don't know why.
Well, I
Is it
mean,
because they both had a slight weight problem in the 90s?
let me pull up a terrible picture from the internet, and just to kind of help back you up here. Here you go.
Didn't
Which
is
one's
that them
which?
both?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. So they were in the same room together. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if anybody had ever seen Ricky Lake or Carney Wilson in the same room together. I can't really see that. Let
I
me
know
blow
it's a
that
terrible
up.
picture.
I mean, they look alike. You guys can see why I messed that up, or my brain confused that.
I can see it. I can really see it now.
I get it.
Yeah.
Didn't Carney Wilson have a? Did she have a talk show also?
Did she?
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
I swear to God, she had a talk show,
Called Carney.
and it was just with an exclamation point.
yeah.
It was like Carney.
Yeah.
On the next Carney Wilson show, they love punk
I don't feel like I'm being myself when I dress like other people.
and swear they'll never
Tell
give
me-
it up.
Do you like standing out in the crowd? Oh, yeah.
But their families beg them to try a new look.
I love my sister, but I wish she just looked a little bit more normal.
So we're giving them the makeover of a lifetime.
I got my little girl back.
Incredible transformations
I look like Rosie O'Donnell.
on Carney.
There you go.
Wow.
Tell
I
me-
can honestly say I've never ever seen that show.
Me either.
I know a lot of TV, and please don't ever doubt when I say somebody looks like somebody. Carney Wilson, they look a lot alike. If you look at that very first picture, I was like, holy shit, this is Ricky Lake. Why does Ricky Lake have another talk show called Carney?
Double dipping.
It didn't last very long. I would
Something
maybe
tells
say
me
2
that
seasons.
lasted like maybe a season. Yeah.
Season, maybe 2. What's the Wikipedia say? Pull that one up.
That
Russ
was
Factor. I
that
bet
was
it-
deep in syndication.
I was gonna say
this
it was-
seems like the kind of the show where they're like, "Hey, if you pick up this show, we'll also give you this show to run on your station."
and prove me. Okay, now this is don't go any further.
Okay.
Stop there. Before you pull that Wikipedia up, now this is going to be a real triage of big white women. Carney Wilson was replaced by the Rosie O'Donnell show. Thank you. If
And
you
it
wanna
did
know
last
about-
for one season.
It did.
Yeah,
Oh,
one
I can't read it.
season,
One
95
season.
to 96.
Thank you.
How did
If
the
you-
Rosie O'Donnell show ever get so popular? She was on
be-
for quite a while.
Yeah, she was on for a very long time. I was going to say she had that weird like obsession with maybe like 5 years or 10 years. What did it say? Scroll up. Oh, you're on Carney. Click on Rosie O'Donnell. Take you to there. Maybe 5 years, six years.
Yeah, 6 seasons.
She had that real weird. But then she went from the Rosie O'Donnell show. Oh yeah, it says it right there. Scroll down just a little bit. You just scroll down to Rosie Live, where she did some other things. But she had that weird thing where she would like shoot those with a slingshot. Those what were those called? They were like spiny little rubber things, and she'd shoot them into the audience.
little
Oh, yeah,
rubber.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then she had that
Yeah.
weird obsession with Tom Cruise. I was like, wait a second. I mean, I don't think she ever came out as a lesbian, but I mean, everybody's radar was going off.
No,
and
she
we're
did.
like, come on.
She?
Not for a while, I don't think.
Well,
Did she? Or maybe
at
she
some
did. I
point.
don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, she did probably when the world wasn't going to persecute her for being that, or when she thought that, or I don't know. That was a weird time. The 90s, mid 90s was a weird time for all of that because of the whole HIV and that whole situation. That was a weird time to live. Not that we don't right now live in a weird time, because we really live in a weird time.
She in January 31st, 2022, 2000. And from the top, January 31st, 2002 was when she came out.
Okay, so her show was going for like 4 years.
It was right
prior
after
to
the
that.
show. Yeah. Yeah, it was right after the show.
You remember like when all those folks were like coming out and it was like not a thing, but it was kind of a thing for folks to, okay, I'm coming out of the closet. I'm gay or whatever. And like, Ricky Martin had his big like debut where he came out and everybody's like, no shit.
Really?
That one threw me back a little bit.
No shit, Ricky. But you were that oiled little boy in Menudo?
Yeah.
But I have all those posters in my room.
Yeah. Your little album that was singing about ladies threw me off.
All right.
It's living La Vida Loca to a whole new meaning.
Yeah.
I'm living la vida loca. She's got dumps like a truck.
That's
okay.
Cisco.
Russ Factor, if you pull, don't show him yet.
Okay.
But it's time for the big reveal. Kids, gather around. Get your popcorn ready.
Come on.
Trickle into the arena.
Get in here. We got something to
close.
show you guys.
Tell your
Grab a
friends.
partner.
Come on.
So all this talk about Rosie O'Donnell coming out, Slotmaster.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason on this show.
Everything does happen for a reason. And if anybody doubts me about big, beautiful women, don't do it. Don't do it. I know my big, beautiful women. And the trifecta of big, beautiful women is Carney Wills and Mama Cass. And Ricky Lake. Don't doubt me.
Yeah.
That is the trinity of big, beautiful women.
Now
Big-
that's a sandwich old fleshy wants to be a part of.
The BBWW, big, beautiful white women. I know them. All right. So all of you know that multiple things about me. That I embellish all the time, Russ Factor
All
says.
the time.
All the time. But Russ Factor, if I am one thing, what am I? Don't say big, beautiful white women lover.
Beautiful white women. I'm trying to think of how to phrase this.
I'm a man of my word.
Man of your word. I was going to say true to your word.
So
You made a little promise recently.
I did make a little promise. Promises. How does he say it? How does Trump say it? Promises made, promises delivered.
Promises made, promises delivered. You made a promise.
I did make a promise.
What kind of promise
That
did you
promise.
make? I can't remember.
That promise was, I had to go back into the archives to exactly see where that promise came. It was early in the program, the slot master.
Yeah, it was before I got here.
It was early on when Bubba's Picks and I were going all the time to the casino. By the way, it was great to have Bubba's Picks 316 back. And if you're not following
That
him,
was so fun.
do so. I said that if I ever won myself a grand, I was going to ink this temple. This temple with whichever character that I got on. Well, Russ Factor, that came full circle last evening. I did not tell anybody about this. I didn't even tell my wife. Didn't even let her know. I got that tattoo last night, and if you don't think I'm dedicated to you, my audience, this.
Well, they're
will
just
say
going to have
different.
to take your word for it. Anyways,
You're going to have to take
what
my
do we
word.
have to talk
My-
about now?
All right. The next beautiful big white woman we want to discuss.
Gravy, gravy.
No, we have a little evidence here for you guys
I
tonight.
do have a little evidence. Last night, I did go and promises made, promises delivered. Is that what he says? Is that what he says?
I think so.
I went to the parlor and got inked. I did win on September 1st, 2024. I did win the Super Grand Jackpot. If you haven't got a chance to watch that, because nobody watches my long form videos, go back and scroll through. I am dedicated to the game. I am dedicated to the audience. And boy, howdy, do I keep my word.
Yeah.
Next photo there, Russ Factor.
Let's take a peek here.
You'll
Who's
see.
that? Who's this fella?
Who's that fella?
He's sitting in the dentist chair.
He is. Look at that fella.
About to get his little teeth
re-
cleaned or something. I don't know what's going on here.
It's really funny because these glasses. One of the comments that I get a lot when I meet people is, "Oh, geez, you're a lot taller than I thought. Oh, geez, you're a lot fatter than I thought. Oh my God, you're not cross-eyed. My glasses make me look cross-eyed." I'm not cross-eyed. No offense to those that are, but anyway, that's some of the things I hear. And Holly, I'll have you know, I have lost almost 20 pounds since you called me fat. Next slide, Mr. Russ Factor.
What do we got going on here?
Look at those guns. Those are registered in 13 states. Okay. There we go.
Oh.
And
we got a bleeder.
We got a bleeder. It bled like a stuck pig. And I think the next one's the final result.
Did it hurt?
Well, what's your definition of hurt, Russ Factor?
Did you tear up a little? Just go, ugh.
No.
I get a little moisture left when they're like.
I have one on the inside of my arm that I went with my wife and socks to get, and I was crying basically when I got that one. When I got this one last night, it did not hurt whatsoever.
Did the inner arm one hurt more than the tramp stamp, though?
The dolphin tramp stamp probably hurt the most. Okay, next.
Here we are.
Okay, we got a little outline. You can see, yeah, I'm questioning. I said, "Oh, that looks good." Okay, I went in at 3:00, and I got out about 7:15. So it took about 45 minutes for him to prep everything and then draw it out. And
yeah. Well.
And the next.
Let's get a little drum roll.
Yeah.
Boom.
Gravy.
There it is, folks.
Look at that.
Don't ever say I'm not dedicated to the game, folks. Right there. And so that is going to be a collection of the grands that I'm going to win. That's going to be, if I win anything larger, which I hope I do, it's going to go above it. And just everything I win is less is going to go underneath. Any more grands?
There you go. And we're going to get tattoos all the way above them, bigger, up your neck, on the side of your face.
Gravy.
There we go.
Here's the wishful
There it
thinking.
is, folks.
I want to get that damn panda right on the side of your face.
Yeah. I want to get that little panda. What I'm going to do is I'm probably, after this heals, I'm going to probably put the amount and the date on it at some point. Contrary to popular belief, I did not get a tattoo of a butt on my butt, which I wanted to get, but maybe if I win the Ultimate Fire Link, that'll happen. Get a tattoo of that. But there it is. There it is, folks.
Looking
Enjoy.
at this now, I wish that you would have won a super grand on more chilies. Because that guy belongs right on your chest. Right next to the nipples.
Right over my heart.
Yum, yum.
All right, so there we are. I got it last night. Like I say, the gentleman. So you can, is the next picture?
No, that's all you sent me.
Oh, that's all I sent. Okay, so the next one, I got it at King Pete Tattoo here in Andover, Kansas, right by my crib. He was a fantastic dude. He remembered me from the radio station, and I remember him from the radio station. He's in a band, a local band here in Wichita. There's very, very good band.
Oh, why don't we get them on?
I told him that we could play some of their stuff, and I can have him. The funniest thing about this is he was like, man, when you sent me this, because I did it, I had the appointment for a long time, and then he canceled, and then let's see. Anyway, I was supposed to get it after I got back in like December, but he had a guy cancel, and he just last minute the night before he goes, "Hey, I got somebody to cancel tomorrow. Can you come in?" I was like, "I'll make it happen." So I left after work. Didn't even tell my wife that I was getting it, and then after. Or when I was on the way, I texted her. I said, "Hey, I'm going to get my tattoo." She's like, "What, today? What? What, today?
Say what?
Say what?
You're going to do what?"
So we got it. And when we were sitting there talking, it was just a 2.5 hour, 3 hour reminisce about the old radio station days. And he and I had so much in common. I hung out more with the lead singer and the bass player and the guitarist. The guitarist from their band, if you remember, they had
wasn't he another Russell?
Yeah, his name was Russell Ali. And Limp Bizkit, when Wes Borland missed or was leaving Limp Bizkit had a nationwide tryouts at Guitar Center or something.
I remember this. This was cool.
And they tried out thousands and thousands of guitarists, and Russell Ali from here, Wichita, won the competition. And so Russell left their band. The band's called King Me. And he went to be in Limp Bizkit. So during that time, they were remodeling the house or wherever where Fred Durst was. He was getting a whole bunch of noise complaints because his studio was in his house. And they were remodeling that. So Fred Durst bought him a car and gave him a whole bunch of money to stick around. And then during that time, Wes Borland decided he wanted to come back and be guitarist. So that kind of left Russell Ali high and dry out in Los Angeles. But he married, Pete, the guy that gave me the tattoo, was just telling me that he married, maybe you can look it up, Russell Ali, guitar. He married some girl that wrote, his wife wrote some, what was it? It was some super duper popular book, and then they turned it into a movie.
Really? And
made just billions of dollars. And I don't think they're married anymore, but I don't know. Anyway. So Pete, the guy that gave me the tattoo, we were talking about, he was like, "Hey, what was your first concert?" And I said, "Well, my first concert was at a actual venue, was Counting Crows." And he's like, "No way. In like 95 or 94 at the Cotillion?" I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "I was there." And I go, "But my real first concert when I was like 16 or 17, I saw 311 at this little bar called the Aviator, and nobody had ever heard of 311. A friend of mine goes, he was from Lawrence, which is where KU is, and he's like, "Man, I saw the baddest ass band last night or the night before, and they're coming to Wichita on Thursday. Go see them." And I was like, "Okay." So I used my brother's fake ID, and my brother went directly in front of me. We didn't skip any people. It was him and then me. And we both had the exact same ID. And the dude kind of looked at me because I was 16 or 17 and I was like 110 pounds, like 6'1", 110 pounds. And he's like, "Oh, wait a second. What's your birthday?" And I said, "July 31st, 1972. And he goes, "Oh, okay, that checks out. Yeah, you're 23 or whatever. What's your address?" And I rattled it off, and I was like, it was easy because it was my address. The guy's like, "All right, there's not many people. Come on in." And there ended up being like 40 people at this 311 show. And so Pete and I were talking about this. He's like, "I was one of those. I was like one of those 50 people that were in there. It was amazing." And I go, "Man, when the guitar player struck that first chord, I was like, oh, I was like sort of like not disappointed, but like, oh, I'm not going to like these guys because it was real reggae-ish. And then he played that as like they were warming up the soundboard. And then they went into, it had to have been Music, the album back then.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, these guys are the best band I've ever seen in my life. And, you know, I've seen them a shitload since, and they are one of the best bands to this day, you know. And Pete and I shared that, and we didn't know. He's like, we were probably standing right next to each other. There was like legit 30 or 40 people in that entire bar. And then I remembered the date that it was like November 17th, 1993. And he was like, how on earth? And I can't remember what I had for lunch yesterday. And he goes, how on earth? He's like, that's bullshit. He pulled up his phone and he said, Wichita concerts, the Aviator 311. And then it was that exact date. Damn. I have a weird thing with dates. But
you're like a little Rain Man.
Well, I had it's sequence because 1992, October 18th, I saw U2 in Kansas City. So it was kind of in that era. So I kind of remember. I don't know why I remember that, but I've seen U2.
You're like a little Rain Man.
I've seen U2 I've seen U2 almost 30 times, and I've seen them 3 times on October 18th.
Wow.
Weird, huh? Weird, huh?
That is very weird.
That's some weird stuff.
That was some wild stuff.
That's some weird shit right there.
Yeah, so we reminisced about the good old days and talked about the old radio station. And coincidentally enough, the other guy that was given a tattoo to a lady, a tramp stamp, also to her next door, he goes, wait a second, I remember you from the radio station too. And he remembered Russ Factor, and he remembered Jake, Bubba's Picks. And he was like, oh, man. And I was like, I looked at him and I was like, you look kind of familiar too. And I go, did you ever come in a radio station for one of our contests? And he goes, yeah, I did. And I was like, I know it wasn't the milk drinking competition. I know. And I go, I don't think it was mine. You came in for somebody else's. And he goes, I did. I came in for Sandy, who was the night girl. She had a Valentine's Day competition, and he knew her somehow, and she brought him in, and he got to. It was like we invented The Bachelorette prior to it even happening. Yeah. He got to. It was like a love connection or whatever. So he got to bring in 3 girls or something, and he got to pick his date to go in a limo to meet. A free dinner, free limo ride to meet Nickelback and watch the Nickelback show. Yeah. And so he was like, I did that. And I go, well, how'd that date go? And he said, well, the girl made this thing for me when she came in. And he said it was like a serial killer. It was like all cut up and like letters. And it said like something about like, will you date me? But you know how she cut it out of it's like a scrapbook, you know, like the letters were cut out and it looked all funny, and he thought that was good. And he goes, it was great. And then we get to dinner, you know, like a typical Fly 92 competition, Russ Factor. You never really know what's going to happen. Yeah. It was, you may or may not remember it because it was like probably a little bit after you started, but not much. We did it with 93.9, I believe. Dan worked out some deal. Our boss worked out some deal with the radio station next door. Dan got the tickets and he traded out the limo with the lady next door. Remember the real like blonde, good looking chick that was next door?
Yeah.
The sales lady or whatever. He goes, she owned a limo company. I'll give you 2 or 3, or I'll give you 4 free tickets, because we had 6, I think, if you give us the limo. And that's how, like, the behind the scenes. Yeah. So they all go to that restaurant that we always traded stuff out with. It was kind of nice. It was like whiskey. What was it called? Anyway, they go there and they all walk out, and the guy goes, hey, are you guys not going to pay? So Dan, I think, forgot to call the guy or something. So they had to call Dan, and they worked it out. Oh, yeah. So they were all embarrassed. So during that, this tattoo guy goes, yeah, this girl was telling me this sob story about how, not a sob story, but she just got out of rehab and she was like 6 weeks sober. And she's like, I'm not going to drink tonight. This is like the first thing that I've really done since I've gone out. And the guy was like, well, what'd you do? And he goes, she goes like, I used to do drugs, but I'd only do the drugs after I drank. And he's like, oh, you don't have to drink. I mean, would you mind if I drank? And she was like, oh no, I don't mind if you drink. And so they get back into the limo and he's sitting there. And then the next thing you know is those people from that other radio station just start passing cocaine around.
Shocker.
He looks over at the girl and he goes, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I did not know that this was going to go on. And she like started to shake and was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And he's like, what do you want to do? Do you want to go? And she's like, oh no, I'm okay. Just keep it away from me. And he said it was, then they got to the Kansas Coliseum. They got to meet Nickelback. They were all real cool. The show was awesome and everything. And I go, well, how did it end? He goes, well, then we went back and got into the limo, and then the girl started passing out cocaine again. And then we got back to like her house or wherever he picked her up, and he got out and jumped out. And he goes, we can ditch these people. Do you want to like go hang out? And he said that she said, no, I think I'm good. I had a good night. I think I'm just going to go to bed. Oh God. But in typical form, that was a total competition that our boss would trade everything out.
Yeah, everything's just loosely held together with Scotch tape in terms of all the details of the competition, because everything was just fucking, hey, wheeled and dealed this part and that part and this part, and then we were like, well, here's your winner. Good luck.
Good luck. But that was interesting. So that was a couple hours I was at the tattoo parlor last night. It was funny. It was cool. And the funny part is when I sent him the stuff and I was like, hey, and he sent me a deal and he's like, he didn't remember me from the radio station until I saw him. But he was like, oh, I watch your guys' stream. I watch Vegas Matt and Lady
Luck?
whatever. So yeah, he was like, couldn't remember. I was like, Lady Luck? And he's like, yeah. Have you ever met any of those guys? I was like, well, I met Vegas Matt a couple years ago. But he was just like, those guys bet a bunch. And I was like, I don't afford that. And he's like, I go, you've probably never given a super grand tattoo to anybody. He goes, no, I've been doing this 30 years. This is the first super grand from a slot machine tattoo.
And I'm going to have to charge you $74,000 for it.
Yeah. And he goes, how much did you win? And I was like, that's not important. But he like gave me a super deal on it, and King Pete is his name in Andover, Kansas. If you're around, he'll hook you up. Mention the Slot Master by name, and he will take care of you. So I forgot to get the pitch. I'll post those pictures on the community wall on the YouTube. On the YouTube.
Go.
So like we said at the very beginning of the show is we have a special live broadcast on another channel.
It's going to be
after
on another channel, and you tried to set it up to. It's going to it's going to read. It's not like Twitch, so I'm not used to it. But I think that you'll see something that you actually have to click if you want to come over and check this out, which we hope you do. So when this show ends, you should see that. Hey, we're trying to kick you over to our other stream here. Click that button, you can come right over. I do have the URL posted in a notepad here that when we get everything switched over, if you're still hanging out in this chat for some reason, we'll get you over there. But yeah, we got another little live stream coming up here on another channel. So tell them a little bit about what's going on. We got a couple minutes.
Yeah, we got Surface. Charlie from Surface, who was nice enough to come into the studio last week, came into the studio now and is going to perform in my basement. I'm holding him hostage.
Like to say that he came over. Yeah, we all know he's been there.
Yeah.
Corey's like
he
a
was on the
super fan, and he kidnapped this man years ago.
Yes.
He used to live in another basement, but he moved him over in a box, and he lets him out to perform for him. specifically.
Every once in a while. So they're getting ready for a show here in Wichita at Barleycorn. So if you're in Wichita or the surrounding area, it's a good chance to go and check him out. But also, he's trying to get, we're helping him out a little bit, try to grow his YouTube channel. It's Surface, Surphace. It's going to redirect you here momentarily. Stick around for that. So, it's going to start at 8:15, I think is what we've got it scheduled for. So we got a couple more minutes. Fleshy P, what do you got going on this week?
I got going on nothing. Just my usual, my usual day to day.
Did you watch any good slots this week? Any you'd like to report back? Because I know you're a slot watcher.
I am a slot watcher. Not really. No. It's been kind of, yeah, just the regular. Yeah.
Russ Factor, what I'm gearing up to come see you in Phoenix.
Yeah, we're gonna head down to Wild Horse Pass, which is by me, which is a little different casino. As of right now, I don't have explicit permission for anything, but I got the mind your P's and Q's. We might be able to do something for you guys down there, kind of a situation. It's hard getting a hold of these places down here. They're all kind of like their marketing teams don't fucking talk to you.
Yeah, so we're going to try to go live, I think, on Tuesday night. I'm down there for a week, but I'm busy Monday night, Wednesday night, and I guess I leave Thursday afternoon. But we're going to try to do something, film something at the very least, Russ Factor.
Get some games in, reconnect, and
yeah,
it's a fun little casino. It's got all the games you guys like and everything. A little more change of pace than the talking stick we usually go to. So I'm excited for us to get down there and check it out, get some points. Hopefully hit some big ones.
I'm excited to get some points and hopefully get a hotel for when I come down there in February for the Waste Management Open. That's my duty. In December 2nd. December 2nd? No. Duty. December 4th through December 7th, I will be in Las Vegas. So if you're around them parts, Russ Factor, I hear, will be there as well. Trying to get Cody Burton, Joe, who's there currently right now, and Big Bang Brad, who's currently there. I was so sad because I'll be gone all next week. I was going to go with them, but they're there right now. I'll be there December 4th through the 7th, so check that out. Can't wait. That'll be super exciting. We need to plan a trip up to Canada, Russ.
I'd need a passport. Never had one of those.
I haven't either. I just got my real ID.
No, I got to get one of those too.
I just done got it. I've been piece by piece assembling my.
I think my ID is like 3 addresses ago. Still at this point.
Well, in Arizona, you don't have to. Arizona, you have to get them like once every 70 years, right?
Yeah, once every bicentennial. Every 150 years, whatever. Yeah.
But that'll be going on the 4th through the 7th. I'll be in Vegas. Let's plan something in 2025. Let's go international, Russ Factor.
Let's do it.
Let's go up. Fleshy P won't come. Fleshy P won't come our way. Let's go.
I'm afraid. Have you seen your new border czar? That guy scares the shit out of me.
Gravy.
I think that's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah,
I hope he's not just all hat and no cattle, but he's good stuff. So check that out. We'll be around there. And again, do not leave. We're going to end our broadcast, and my hope is that it's going to kick you over to Surface's website, where Russ and I will be right there waiting for you.
Yeah, we will.
Right there waiting for you. Right? Maybe?
Gravy.
We will.
I don't know.
We will. We'll be there.
All right. So I am going to watch this right now with everybody. Yeah. Russ Factor is going to hang out in the Discord. I'll be in the chat. And come on over. Subscribe if you haven't already done so to my channel, The Slot Master 316. Also, check out Russ Factor on twitch.tv. The Russ Factor Show broadcast live every Friday night.
Got that Call of Duty for you again tomorrow. New Friday. The new Battle Royale drops. So we'll be playing that.
Boy.
Yeah.
You gonna get to drop at the port?
Oh no, that's not coming till the spring. Well, spring. A little more time, but
Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. Fleshy P, I greatly appreciate you taking the time out of your Canadian day to hang with a couple of Americans on Three Guys, One Podcast. Thank you so much. It's been a
Always a
fantastic,
pleasure.
fantastic addition having old Fleshy P in here. And I love the fact that he's gotten just a touch more comfortable with everything, and I like it. And we're going to have to plan a trip to Canada.
Yes.
Canada.
yes.
All right. Again, stay tuned. Thank you so very much for checking out Three Guys, One Pod. It's going to redirect to Surface's channel for a live show in my basement. Right over there. Right over there. You'll see it here in moments. Thank you so much, everybody. We love you.